Hey, welcome back. I'm Brett. This is Matt. We're here to talk to you about the Surface Duo 2, and this video is about watching videos on the Surface Duo 2. So I've had sort of a fair bit of experience in watching videos on the Surface Duo 2. It's been an interesting sort of experience with this device. You've got these two great big screens, 3:2 aspect ratio. What's the overall screen size? I think it's about 8 or 9 inches, right? I think it's around about the same size as an iPad mini when you fold it out. I like to watch videos on this device full screen. So if I pull up a YouTube video or something like that, often I have to review some of the content here before it goes live onto the channel. I'll sometimes get those videos in YouTube or in OneDrive or something like that. Beforehand, I'll play them back and I'll span them across the two screens. And I like having that extra screen real estate. Trouble is, you've got this big line down the middle, and there is actually a little air gap, if you like, between the two sides of the screen. So there's a little bit of content that you're going to miss. So that's probably not ideal for watching videos. Do you do that, Matt? Are you doing full screen on the Duo 2?
I do, and I've done it a couple of times for sporting events. So we were camping over the holiday season, and I wanted to catch up on a couple of sporting events. I watched the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, I'm a sucker for punishment, but the gap is sort of annoying. But I got to say that watching on the Duo, and I'd propped it up in sort of like a just a slight angle, so it would sit. Yeah, so it would sit there by itself, its own stand, and it was actually fantastic. And even though the gap is slightly annoying, as opposed to watching it on a smaller screen, I definitely preferred it on the large screen.
That's the choice, right? It's like I could happily just have the video playing there on one of the screens, and in fact, we could, set the device up in like a laptop style mode.
Some sort of like even a you don't know if you'd want to put the screen down. I mean, I was camping on the beach with sand, but
that's probably not ideal.
You can certainly prop it up.
Yep. And so that way we're just using the one screen. We can have the video running there full screen. And I mean, that experience is pretty much equivalent to any smartphone, right? Even though the video might be cropped a little bit because of the 3:2, you're going to have some black bars top and bottom if that is full screen. Although I find most apps will try and just make use of the space. So you do have that as an option, but when you have those two screens, you're going to want to try and use those two screens, right? So dealing with the air gap, it's a little bit annoying, but the trade-off is heaps more screen real estate, and I can see more detail, especially at our age, right? Getting a bit old.
Yes. As our eyes start to harden and slow down their focus. Yeah, so it's been very good. I mean, I haven't had any issues with playback on this device either. I know that you mentioned that initially you had some jittery issues.
Initially after a few days, I would find that, the video playback would just stop. It would, just go like 1 frame a second or something, and it was terrible, and I had to reboot the phone. But I haven't had to do that since I got this new one in late December. So, I think that was a bug that Microsoft have fixed, which is good. The other thing I'd say just about those sort of different modes is that the device is pretty slippery. And I know initially when I got it, I'd sit it on the couch and watch something on the top of the couch with it like that, and it would tend to slip off and want to fall off because the glass on the back of the device and it would just slip. So now I got a D-brand skin. I put that on there, so that gives it a little bit more grip. It's got a bit of a carbon fiber look sticker. Plus, I also got the what's it called? The charging cover that allows you to attach the pen. So both of those things give it a lot more texture and make it sit a lot nicer on things, which is good.
Yeah, and the other thing I've done a lot of is watching videos while taking notes. So you might be dialed into a live event or some sort of conference or something like that, and I've propped it up, in that portrait type mode, so that I don't know what do we call that mode, Brett? What are we going to call this mode?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd call it portrait too. Yeah. So you've got your video maybe on the top screen, and you're taking notes about the video on the bottom. Yeah. I think even for some sort of a lot of learning content that you might even find on YouTube, things like that. I was doing this just yesterday. I was watching a podcast with Ryan McMinn, who he's just left Microsoft, but he was the head of product at OneNote, in charge of OneNote. And so I was just writing some notes about what he said on with the pen on OneNote on the other end of the screen. That's a really, really cool setup, I think, for watching video content if you're especially interested in learning and productivity.
Yeah, definitely a great use.
I mean, I don't have much more to say about watching videos on that. I think it's cool to be able to have the two screens and to see things. You got a bit of a sacrifice with the air gap. But I think that's, again, for the reward that you get of having that extra screen real estate, there's 2 separate screens. I think it's pretty cool to be able to span video content across the 2.
And there is a portability benefit. I know the airgap, we talk about it as a detractor, but not having to carry around that size device, being able to carry around this size device it's very handy.
Yeah.
So in our world, it's probably too big for my shirt pocket, but it still fits in my suit pocket, or it fits in my pants
jeans,
pocket.
no problem. Yep.
It's no problem at all.
Yeah, agreed. Cool. Well, if you like this video, give us the thumbs up. Make sure that you've subscribed and hit that notification bell. We've got more videos discussing the Surface Duo 2 coming right up.